Hello, I'm Dr. Vincent Anderson. You are now tuned in to the Library of Greatness at V3P. Today, we have an incredible guest. She goes by the name of Nick Fields, Chef Nick. She's an awesome chef. She's the first Black owner of a marketplace in Phoenix, Arizona. Please come along with me as we learn a little bit more about her story. Okay, could you please introduce yourself, please?
My name is Nick Fields.
Nick Fields.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. And so what I want to do is just get right into your background. I want to understand your childhood, your upbringing. I want to understand where you're from, the culture where you're from, and also the educational expectations that you had placed on you.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Hey.
My parents are West Indian parents, so they're very big on securing the bag and whatever way you decide to get there, just do it and be exceptional at it with no excuses.
Yeah.
So they had the iron fist and laid it down.
Okay. And so educationally, were your parents college educated?
My mother was. My
Okay.
mother's a nurse, and my father was a chef. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And so when you were growing up, did they say, hey, you're going to college?
They really didn't force the education on me. They just wanted me to be in a better situation than what they were in. I have 13 brothers and sisters. My dad didn't speak English until I was maybe around 25 or 30 years old.
Wow.
So they just knew that they wanted me to have a better life.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they just push you no matter what. They
Oh
were going to
yeah.
be supportive.
Whatever you decide to do, just be
Yes.
great at it.
Okay.
Is what they said. But
Right.
We'll get into that.
Exactly. And so during your childhood, you're going to school. What was your perspective when it came to education?
My perspective when it came to education is I was very good in school. I just didn't like it.
Exactly.
So, and I think that in New York, you had different types of schools. So you had the school for the arts, the school for, math. So I think I probably went to the wrong school.
Right.
But at that time, it's like, okay, I'm just going to school. I just want to hurry up and I just want to get it over with.
Right.
Which now hindsight is 2020. That wasn't the best thing, but at least I got through it.
Exactly. And so you don't really like school, but you're good at it.
I'm good at it.
And you're coming up, and so father doesn't speak English. You got all of these siblings. So during your childhood, at some point, did you have to work or anything like that?
I really didn't have to work. I was the last 4 of my parents' children. So by that time, my mother graduated from school. She became a nurse. My dad was a chef. So I really didn't have to work. So I really didn't have a job all through high school. So my parents just wanted me just to finish high school. Go to college and basically just follow the status quo of what they think that the white picket fence,
There you go.
whatever path I needed to get there,
Yes.
they were pushing me to get there.
Exactly. And they have a model of success that they say, okay, let's put you into it.
Exactly.
Let's make sure we get you into school and you
Exactly.
should become successful.
Exactly.
Right? And so
Exactly.
when you got to college, was that your first experience with actually having a job?
That was my first experience with actually having a job. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't like this.
Oh,
So maybe school is what I should be doing.
Uh-huh.
So I actually went to school for finance. I actually received my MBA, and I really was just focused on school so I would not have to work.
Right.
So it just got me through exactly what I needed to do. So
Exactly.
it served its purpose.
Okay, and so you went and got your MBA, so of course there was an undergrad process, everything.
Yes.
Tell me about your college educational experience.
So college to me, so I actually had a child senior year in high school.
Okay.
So of course that wasn't in my parents', plans,
Right.
but they still wanted me to follow the plan, do
Yes.
everything that I needed to do, make sure I secure my family. So that's
Yes.
exactly what I did, and I finished and
Hey.
amazed myself.
Right?
And
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna encounter some challenges, but you
Oh
kept
yeah,
going.
you definitely have to keep going, and a barrier or stepping stone is exactly what it is. It's
Yes.
it's just to cause some pause on a temporary level. It's not for you just to lay dormant and not to continue the process.
Exactly. I mean, especially when you have someone to provide for.
Definitely,
That's
because
not the
much
time to
provide
stop.
for- It's definitely not the time to stop. So
Exactly.
she knows that she is my inspiration,
Uh-huh.
and without her, I don't think I probably would have been as motivated to
Right.
do what I wanted to do. So.
Yes. Okay, and so you did that. You got the education, got your MBA,
Mm-hmm.
and so now you're currently in your profession. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what all that entails.
Okay, so I actually graduated. I became a vice president of a bank, and I worked in finance for over 20 years.
Wow.
So I did what I needed to do to secure my family, make sure that my daughter graduated from college, my husband received his PhD, and at that point in time, I said, okay, it's about me.
Yes.
I want to do what makes me happy, even if it's jumping, like out of planes.
Right.
So, I did some soul searching, found out exactly what that was, and that was becoming a chef. One of the greatest memories that I can recall is growing up with my family, all of us being together and sitting down at the table. And once my dad brings the food out to the table, he was like Superman, like our eyes would light up and would be dancing and
Right.
giggling. We'd be just so happy. And before, I thought it was really about the food, but it was really about being together. It was about
Exactly.
breaking down barriers and building bonds through food, and
Yes.
that was the feeling that I wanted to receive.
Mm-hmm.
So at the age of 40,
Mm-hmm.
I quit my six-figure job.
Hello. Okay.
And I just decided to become a chef, but I just don't want to be, like a chef that just would, cook food. I wanted to be a food guru.
Yes,
So I
yes.
actually created my own line of gourmet foods. I actually went to Italy. I produced and manufactured my own oils, spice blends. I wanted to have my own marketplace. I wanted to have a restaurant, and I just don't want to have one. I want to have a
chain.
a chain of them. So
Yes.
I'm on my path to that.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And so with that, you gained that college experience.
Yes.
You gained that corporate experience.
Yes.
Do you believe that helped you in being prepared for your career?
It helped me so much.
Yes.
It helped me to understand what a business plan was, what it means to have a return on the investment that I put into my business.
Yes.
It actually taught me how to talk to people, how to send an email the correct way, not based on how I feel, but also how to be a businesswoman on a different level.
Yes.
Because sometimes we don't understand. If I wouldn't have received that school experience, I don't think that I would have been able to be where I am now, because
Yes.
I wouldn't have had those tools.
Exactly.
Because school did teach me a lot, but also just that personal working experience
Yes.
taught me so much more.
Exactly.
And of course, I wouldn't have been able to get my work experience had I not went
Got
to
the
school. So it
education.
definitely ties hand in hand.
Oh yeah. And so with that, you got that education. You understand the value. I mean, I'm
Definitely.
hearing it just flow out of you,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so what I want you to do is share an encouraging message with our kids. Explain to them why education is so important. And let them understand the value of it. In addition to, they're going to encounter some challenges along the way.
Right.
You encountered a challenge, you overcame it, you persevered, you went through it. Provide any tips, if you can, that they can apply to the challenges that they may currently be facing or that they will eventually encounter.
Keep going. That's really the only thing that I can continue to say is you just don't lay stagnant. Just keep going no matter what. And
Yes.
as long as you keep going, you stay true to who you are.
Yes.
But then also find something that you like, own it, rock it, and be the best that you can at it.
I love that. And that's important. Again,
Definitely it's important.
education provides plenty of options.
It does.
Opens a lot of doors, and it's awesome that you able to apply it in a corporate career, now your entrepreneurial career, which is absolutely amazing. We're talking to one of the best chefs there is, Chef Nick.
Thank
And with that being said, this is Chef Nick Fields, our newest member of the Library of Greatness at V3P.